When the head, neck, backbone is straight, the energy flow is maximum. And let us withdraw our mind from all past experiences, what we had, keeping only the learnings with us. And these learnings must create happiness. So we have a choice what to keep in our memory and what to delete. Let us withdraw our mind from future anxieties, fruits, worries, present confusions, and focus on the breath. Let us take a deep, slow, conscious breath. Breath is always in the present moment. So when the mind focuses on the breath, it acquires the qualities of what it focuses on. Freshness, being in the present moment, always detached, always available. A healthy body, a cheerful mind, a clear intellect is the sadhana what we have to do to hold this is the vessel which can hold the ultimate, the infinite. Let us invoke God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings by chanting loudly. Om. 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 Sana vavatu, sano bhunaktu, sah viryam karvavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्परम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
Hari Om. Thank you, Manisha. So, last time we completed the 17th chapter, and today we are going to begin the 18th chapter. So, those who have missed any sessions in between, or those who want to invite other people also, 18th chapter is the summary in retrospect. Before completing Bhagavad Gita, Lord has given all main points of Bhagavad Gita and also the practices. And now after this, Arjun is going to fight the war after the chapter is completed. So it's a very important chapter. And that's the reason 18th chapter is the longest one. So we will see how we came to it, 17th chapter also, and also how we came to 18th chapter. As it is summarizing and concluding, we'll also invoke Gurudev to start the 18th chapter for us. So 16th chapter, Lord concluded with one very startling revelation or declaration that those who do not follow scriptural injunctions will not spiritually grow or will not spiritually attain the goal. So definitely the next question Arjun asked in the 17th chapter beginning is that, Bhagavan, I do not know so many scriptures, but I have faith on God. Where will you place such kind of people? Where will they go if they don't grow spiritually? So very valid question. And he's asking the question on our behalf that I have not read so many scriptures. Maybe I am just listening to Bhagavad Gita Sunday morning only. I am not reading Prakaran Grantha. I am not reading Upanishads. And Bhagavad Gita also sometimes when it is possible, I listen. Not that I take notes and, I study it properly. Sunday morning is good to start with Bhagavad Gita, so I listen. So this question is for all of us that I do not have so much scriptural knowledge, but I have faith on God. So where do we stand? And second question was that how will you give this sattva, rajas, tamas of faith? Is it important to know? So Bhagavan gave that answer. That faith are of three kinds, and faith is very important because faith is the motivating force. And that faith is driven by our own nature, tendencies, vasanas, which we carry forward from past lives. And that drives my faith, that drives my character, that drives my action, that drives my destiny. So all things what I get, happiness and success in this life, this is driven by my faith. So it is important to know. So how to know what is my faith nature? So Bhagavan gave 5 dials. Yajante, who and what do we worship? Do we worship power, fame, security, money? Or do I worship goodness, sattva, knowledge, self-knowledge, purity, harmony, etc.? Ahara, what kind of food we eat? What is the purpose of my eating? What is the timing of my eating? Yajna, what is the attitude behind my every action? What I do? Is it an act of worship or is it the act to get something from life, result orientation? Tapas at body level, speech level, mind level, what is the tapas we follow? So Bhagavan gave these tips which are in our day-to-day life, because these are the things what we do in our day-to-day life since we get up in the morning and sleep. Dana, what do we give in life? Or all the time I take only from other people, I take from nature. Suppose we think this way, this is very important, because all the time I realize that my body is not created by me, air is not created by me, food is not created by me. So all the time I am taking. So what am I giving? And this topic we discussed in detail, and the further extension of this topic is the 18th chapter. When we practice giving, then giving up will happen. And only when I give up what is not mine, realization will happen. Moksha Sanyasa Yoga. That is the name of the 18th chapter. So what is the conclusion? All my whom I worship, ahara, yajna, action, attitude, tapas, body, mind, speech, dana must be sattvic. And what is sattvic? When it is selfless. Rajasic is selfish and self-centric. What am I going to get? What is happening to me? That is all the time a Rajasic thought, and Tamasic, foolish and meaningless. And finally, 17th chapter was concluded by giving a secret, that is there a way to perfect faith and action? Bhagavan said, yes. Om Tat Sat, you say, and do all actions. Means what? Give your best in whatever I am doing. Then do your duties joyously, not out of burden, not out of frustration, not out of irritation. Think and remember the Lord before, during, after. So this is all we are going to cover in 18th chapter in detail. So what is now, as we are concluding the Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter, what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad plus Gita, Bhagwan's song. What it is? Having Brahma Vidya plus Yoga Shastra. Knowledge of purpose of goal of life and means to attain it. Many people ask, why am I born? I do not know. Because this question is going to come. That where was I before my birth? Where will be my next birth? Who will be my parents? Who will be my children? Who will be my spouse? Who will be my relatives? Whether I will be Muslim, Christian, Hindu, or I will be born in some African jungle as an animal, who knows? So this question is bound to come for any intelligent person who is observing one's own life. Essence of Bhagavad Gita is Tattvamasi, that you are. Bhagavad Gita says always remember you are that. From Chandogya Upanishad, from Samaveda. On this Vakya, the Bhagavad Gita is divided into 18 chapters. First 1 to 6 chapter will give us Atma Vichara. Who am I? This question is very, very important. After lot of enjoyment, this question is that who is enjoying? Who is happy? Who is sorrowful? Who wants to get liberated? Who am I that I? Who am I? Who is present in deep sleeps, in dream state and in waking state? Who is that I? So before we discuss God, we must basically know who am I. I don't know who am I, and then I'm asking whether God is there or no. Who is God? Whether Saguna, Nirguna. All this fighting goes on for people who do not inquire who am I. Once I know who am I will know who is God. The 7 to 12 chapter is based on second important question in life, who is God? Because I clearly see that I am not created myself, world is not created by me. So definitely there has to be a creator. And the third chapter will give us relationship between Jiva, Ishvara, Aikya, Jiva, Brahma, Aikya. And the final message that there is oneness. The personal self is the impersonal spirit. So now let us see, as when Guruji started this 18th chapter, he gave us a link of first chapter to 17th chapter, how we reached 18th chapter. And now we have forgotten also what was the name of the third chapter, what was the name of the seventh chapter. We have to remember. So let us revise as we are doing the summary, and as we are doing the 18th chapter, we must know how we have reached the 17th chapter. So, chapter number 1, 47 verses, Arjun's grief, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjun's confusion, dilemmas, fear, sorrow, depression, suicide, escape, consequences, purpose of the situation, indecisiveness. Who am I? I do not know what to do in this situation. I do not know. I am powerless and helpless, Bhagwan. But the only interesting thing, important thing, what Arjun did is that he asked, he surrendered to the Lord and asked. Otherwise, people who are victims, they always say, what can I do? What is my life? I am helpless. I can do nothing. But they don't surrender to God and ask. No, no, but Lord Krishna is not in front of me, but then surrender to the Bhagavad Gita where clearly Bhagwan's knowledge is been given. So we come to Sankhya Yoga where Arjun accepts that I am confused. I do not know what is to be done in this situation. Please guide me. And Bhagwan immediately gives him self-knowledge. Arjun understands, but he is not yet ready to realize it. So he is given the power and told that you have a choice to act. You first act, purify your mind, and then you focus on Atma. Don't try to go to Himalayas and run and say that this is what we are going to discuss in the 18th chapter. Very, very important pointers. Because this thought comes to all seekers that I want to run away and then I will only meditate and realize. Bhagavan says, you are not yet ready. You have to purify yourself. Third chapter, Karma Yoga. 43 verses, attitude behind the action. Many people think Karma Yoga means morning to evening I should be busy. No, no, I am following Karma Yoga. I am doing my duty. But what is attitude? Those people who follow Karma Yoga, they do not have worry. They are always cheerful because the basic principles of Karma Yoga are Seva Bhav, Prema Bhav, Prasada Bhav. Before action, during action, after action. Then the fourth chapter came Dhyana Karma Sanyasa Yoga, renunciation of action through knowledge. Otherwise, many people think Bhagavad Gita means Karma Yoga means doing action, and doing action means morning to evening I should be busy. That is Karma Yoga. No, no, but he's not reading scripture, but he's a Karma Yogi. What is doing? Morning to evening he is busy. Doing what? No, no, he works in the office and comes and works in the family, so he's a Karma Yogi. No. Karma Yoga is entirely different. Karma Yoga is not dependent upon what actions I am doing, but how I am doing the actions. So, renunciation of action through knowledge. Don't act mechanically, think and act. Chapter number 5, 29 verses, Karma Sanyasa Yoga, true renunciation. What is true renunciation? So now we can see there are a lot of times Bhagwan has used this sannyasa, tyaga word. And on this, Arjuna has asked a question in the 18th chapter that we will see. Bhagwan, you have mentioned these words many times. I have understood, but I want to know the distinction between two important words. Are things happening or am I really causing it? Destiny and free will. Then dhyana. Once I know who am I, once I have purified my mind, then how to meditate and realize. Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So this is not only that I do dhyana, but this particular Bhagavad Gita also gives us knowledge and also wisdom to experience it. Who is meditating in you? Who is the meditator? No, no, I am meditating, I sit quiet, and I sit straight, and I focus on breath. But who is the meditator? Akshara Brahma Yoga. What will you realize? Imperishable Brahman. No, no, not that Brahman. You will realize that you are Brahman. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya Yoga. This is the secret which many, many people do not know. And this is a science also. Then the next chapter we saw Vibhuti Yoga. This is where Lord showed his Vibhutis and told his Vibhutis to Arjun, which Arjun was thinking that he is only a charioteer, my friend, and through Arjun we saw what are the Vibhutis. Whatever is there, it is Lord's only. Nothing belongs to me. And then Arjun asked, Bhagwan, you have told all these Vibhutis, but really, you have created all these things. Then Bhagwan showed with his grace the Vishwa Swarupa. Yoga of seeing the cosmic form. Everything is in me. I am everything. You are nothing. Please remember it. Either you are nothing or you are everything. Do not separate, because separateness creates division. Division creates sorrow, suffering. Then came Bhakti Yoga, devotion, love of oneness. So when we are doing job, when we are doing family, when we are doing business, we must ask whether I'm spiritually growing. One of the parameter, whether my love for God is increasing, whether my love for meditation is increasing, whether my love for moksha is increasing, whether my love, that love important factor is there, because that is a feeling, not only intellectual dryness. Then Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, distinguishing between matter and spirit, distinguishing between who I am and who I am not, distinguishing between the Drushya and the Drashta. Then Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, the threefold qualities, the three moods of the mind, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Purushottama Yoga, what is the ultimate divine, final? Because we saw there are three Purushas, Kshara, Akshara and Purushottama. Daivi Asura Sampada Yoga, distinguishing between godly and ungodly assets or our qualities. And Shraddhatra Vibhaga Yoga, which we saw in the 17th chapter, the threefold faiths. And then now, today we are going to start the Moksha Sanyasa Yoga, liberation through sannyas. Let go and realize. This is very, very important, because we are not trained in letting go. We must start letting go of the fruits of action. Then the process is given. What is 1, 2, 3 process? Because we are never told to let go. All the time we are told to aggrandize, possess and hold on to, and then we suffer, and then death comes and takes away everything. So what did Pujya Gurudev spoke about Gita? Song of the Lord with melody of perfection. Liquid poetry with solid philosophy. Science, what is the action I should do? What is my duty? Focuses on action, tangible things. And philosophy, what is my purpose? What is the purpose of this creation? What is my purpose in life? Just to go to school, go to college, get married, and then create something and then die. Is that the purpose? There should be some higher purpose. Science of living and philosophy of life. These two are very, very important. Today, we can see people follow rituals, but they don't know philosophy. And there are people who are following philosophy, but understand philosophy, but don't follow rituals. Both are important. Philosophy without science of living is dry. And following rituals without knowing philosophy is blind. So appeals to head and heart. That's the reason Bhagavad Gita's glory is there. So it is so popular world over. It is for humanity. So introduction to the 18th chapter. Chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, confusion, sorrow. Arjuna was confused. Who am I? What is the situation? What is my role? What is my purpose, benefit of this action? What am I going to do? Because what this action we don't have to do, so we are not considering the seriousness of it. He had to kill several lakhs of people to get one Rajya. Anybody would have thought, no, I don't want the Rajya. So Bhagavan immediately gave in the second chapter Atma Vidya, that you are not killing. Nobody is getting killed. What is your real nature is Atma, and then purify yourself through actions, and then realize this, that you are Atma. So he not only gave the problem, the answer to the problem, he dissolved the problem creator itself. So chapter 2 is a summary in prospect. Chapter 15 is summary of the entire philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta, Shastra, Tattva Jnana. And now 16, 17 we saw quality of the seeker, and 18th chapter is summary in retrospect. So second chapter is summary in prospect, what is going to come. And 18th chapter is summary in retrospect and summary of all practices. Plus essential teachings of Bhagavad Gita, highlights of main points of the Vedas, a bird's eye view 18th chapter is going to give, and final finishing touches, as Bhagavan knows that I'm going to complete this unique work, and after this there will be war, there will be Mahabharata going on, but these are the final touches of the entire essence of the knowledge. So essence of knowledge of Bhagavad Gita are in 3 chapters, 2nd, 15, 18, but there is slight difference in all 3. So what is the name of the 18th chapter? Moksha Sanyasa Yoga. So let us start reflecting on this. Liberation through renunciation and giving up. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, 4 goals are given. Learn the Dharma, all the philosophies of details, how to transact, how to create happiness and success. And then Artha, you earn, and then Kama, you enjoy, and then you give up these 3, and then your goal must be moksha, liberation through renunciation. Suppose this moksha doesn't become goal only. What Swamiji says is that dharma, artha, kama only we keep as goal. People don't want to let go. They still want to get involved into the family. Even though I'm 60, 70, 80, still I'm so insistent about what is happening in the family, what is happening in the world. I'm not able to let go because never I'm trained on letting go. I'm not renouncing it. So what will be the trade-off if I don't keep moksha as a goal, or moksha doesn't happen the goal? The person will suffer more because death is going to come and take away everything. Suddenly I'm there, suddenly the family goes, all my achievement goes, all my house goes, all my belongings goes, everything goes, and death comes and takes away. So when we see so many people dying, but still renunciation is not coming. I don't want to renounce. And renunciation means abandonment. Or shall I abandon? So that is what is a question what Arjuna is going to ask. Bhagwan, you have been using these terms many times in Bhagavad Gita, sannyasa and tyaga. But what is the essence of this sannyasa and tyaga? And what is the distinction between these two? And this must be learned. As we discussed earlier, Bhagavad teaches us how to live. And then Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live. Both I must know how to leave this world. Some people, when they leave the job, when they get retired, they are not so happy. When they are retiring, when I am letting go, I can let go gracefully whatever I have acquired, because this body also is acquisition of food. This mind also is acquisition of thoughts. And main thing is acquisition of the ego, what I have created, that also I have to let go. So this is going to be a very interesting chapter, because letting go, liberation through renunciation, giving up, this is something I have to practice again and again. Chutta nahi hai. Insistence, resistance, and this is the cause of basic suffering. So what Bhagwan is going to tell Arjun, that what to let go and fight, that is very important. People only say, no, Lord Krishna told Arjun to fight. So he was also a terrorist. No, but he told, let go this and then fight. Renounce this and then fight. Renounce this and then rule Hastinapur. Renounce this and then live in the family. Renounce this and do job. So we will see what invoke Gurudev to start this chapter for us. Very, very important chapter.
The ideas that have been given in all these 17 chapters are to be concluded. And here is the 18th chapter, summarizing the main ideas which are most useful for Arjuna, is being repeated by Krishna. Therefore it is the longest chapter in the whole Gita. Something like 78, bluff, oh bluff. Because the time has not come, and therefore. Meaning, he is repeating. Why? It is not a mere repetition. Repetition is unavoidable when a teacher is trying to communicate an idea to the students. He has to repeat, he must repeat. To talk only once and pass through, very many of the students would not have caught the idea. Even those who have caught the idea, to help them to reflect upon it, repetition is unavoidable. A teacher who repeats, maybe some of you will feel disgusting. He is repeating only, but that is the only way to repeat, to make the other student understand. Students understand. So when the chapter is over, Arjuna gets a doubt in his mind. Because two words are very often used in the other chapters. Sannyas and Tyaga. The distinction is very fine. It sounds the same. Renunciation and giving up, abandonment. Renunciation is giving up, yes. And then why you use these two words? And they are used in different slants. The angles in which they are used in the Gita is distinctly different. But what exactly is the difference? He was not able to understand. And therefore he goes on, he is harping upon that point and asks the question, where is the opening verse? What do you mean by sannyas? Nyasam, giving up. Samnyasam, totally giving up. So totally giving up the ego is sannyas, says Krishna. And tyaga is giving up your unnecessary anxiety for the fruits of action. And he drives on in his logical, irresistible logical thought development. He insists, without the tyaga, giving up your anxiety for the fruits of your action, sannyas, renunciation, is impossible. That is why it is damn cheap to take on the robe and be a priest in any religion and say that sannyas, I have renounced everything. And the effect we don't see in those priests, the unfoldment of their personality. Day by day, week by week, we don't find. Why? Tyaga Shila, the renunciation of the enjoyment of the fruits of action. That tyaga is not there. Therefore, renunciation is not fulfilled. You may act, that's a different thing. A cloak doesn't make a sannyasi or a priest. The outer garments only declares your intentions. But whether you are a true one or not, very few. Everyone who has got a stethoscope on the neck is not a doctor. A doctor who runs to those who are sick and look after them with love and tenderness and care. There is only a tube by which they can fill up their belly a little more. Similarly, every uniformed officer is not a policeman. In every profession the same. The outer uniform declares certain things, but the inner texture, quality of the individual is different. All are to varying degrees practicing hypocrisy. Now the teacher analyzes it. What do you mean by sannyas? Renunciation. Be careful. Those words are very often used in especially Indians. in your vernacular that you think that one of the same. One is renunciation of the ego. The other is tyaga, abandonment, giving up. All a habit of giving up all anxiety for the fruits of action. But do action, not that keep quiet. Keep on functioning, fulfilling your obligatory duties, but with no anxiety for the fruits. Karma bhaladata, the giver of their fruits of actions, is He. He will decide. It is not to do is my job. To be rewarded is His responsibility. And I am not doing it in order to enjoy the fruits. It is my offering unto Him. See?
So very, very important chapter, not only for Arjun, because he is going to fight for all of us. So many people, why it is important? So I can ask the questions to myself that some people say, I have been listening to Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, studying for last 20 years. One question I can ask today, that what is the tyaga I have done? How to know what is the tyaga I have done? Suddenly this is taken out from me today. I am okay with it. If I have not done any tyaga and then expecting that, and then asking the question, some people, second thing, very important one. You know what? I feel like going in ashram and staying in ashram only. This is all Smashan Vairagya. According to these definitions, we will understand, because many people think that if family is not there, job is not there, business is not there, I will just think and meditate and reflect on scriptures. Bhagavan is asking this question to Arjun, and through Arjun to us, that am I ready? Because this thought comes to many people that, it is, now I just want to go and stay in the ashram. And then Guruji says, once you come to ashram, you will realize that, no, I am a sannyasi now. The sannyasis may have bigger egos than grihasthas. That I am very knowledgeable, I have renounced everything is a big ego. No, if this job is not there, family is not there, all these cooking duties are not there, I will focus entire attention on scripture, study, meditate, reflect. I don't want to do anything. No, here exactly Bhagavan is going to tell differently, that you practice, you do everything and see whether if that next moment that activity stop, whether you feel okay, you're not restless. And Bhagavan is going to define tamasic, rajasic and sattvic tyaga also. So very, very important questions to us. So as this is the summary, we have to summarize what are the types of action, because on these types of action, before we enter chapter, we will see different types of actions and 3 types of sannyasa. And then we will come to the question of Arjun, then we will be clear what Arjun is exactly asking. So what are the types of action? This is all covered in 2nd and 3rd chapter. Main principle is there is an actor, that is me, and there is an action what I am doing. I have to note this carefully. I am there and I am doing an action. So there is an actor and there is an action. This is very important. On this, what Gurudev told just now in the earlier videos, that renunciation of the actor, ego, is one kind of renunciation. Bhagavan is not recommending this to Arjun yet. And then we see some people suddenly from our community join ashram and they take orange robes, and people wonder, why did they take orange robes? Was he not happy? उनका कुछ divorce हो गया, कुछ breakup हो गया, job नहीं मिला, इसके लिए they have become sannyasis. No. Why they have become sannyasis, we will come to know in the next slide. So let us focus on what are the types of actions. But before that, main principle, there is an actor and there is an action what I am doing. Who is an actor? I am the actor. First, every action will have a result, good or bad, drishta, adrishta. Very, very important one. If I eat something, the result will be drishta immediately. But the adrushta result is what is the samskara, what is the vasana, what is the impression left in my mind after that action is done or during that action is happening. That is the adrushta result. And that is happening every moment that it is inevitable. So there are two kinds of results happening. I do some actions and there is a result. Some people are doing so many good actions. They go to temple, they go to yatra, and they go to kumbh, and they go to temple, and then after coming back, it was so many beggars were there and so many pandas were there. So what has been adrushta result on their mind is unpleasantness. So whether it is what is created inside my mind, pleasantness or unpleasantness is the adrushta result. I am not even aware of it. And this gets accumulated as sanchita karma, and then in next life some part of it is projected as prarabdha karma. And then I wonder that why am I born here? Why some people are born like this? Why some people are born like this? Because that is the result of that, because that is what I have done earlier. So every moment, for every action, there will be two results. Papa punya is the adrushta result. Sukha dukkha is the adrushta result. Then what is happening outside? Success, failure, outside labha, some loss somewhere, that is the drushta result. So there are 6 types of actions mentioned. Nitya, daily obligatory duties, no choice. If not done, there will be negative results. I have to get up, brush my teeth, take bath, do some exercise, take some sunlight, properly sleep. This is for my body. Then I have to keep my mind cheerful, daily duties. Then I have to do some activities for the family, cooking, eating, and then I have to go to the job and work and earn. These are daily duties. If not done, there will be negative results. Naimittik, occasional specific duties. Sometimes there is some birthday, sometimes there is some death ceremony, sometimes we go for a picnic, sometimes there is some function at the relative's place. No choice. So first to no choice. So we have to see where we have choice. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Above both are called niyata karma, leads to punya. Then there is kamya karma, desire prompted, like dislike. We have a choice here. So this is where we have a choice only. Other places we have no choice. Like somebody says, okay, there is 45 degrees outside. Don't go in the sunlight. If I go, then there will be consequences. So these are whatever is been told, the consequences also will be accordingly. Kamya karma is like, dislike, desire prompted. So I must be able to discriminate in day-to-day life whether this action what I am doing is kamya karma or it is nitya karma or naimittik karma. Then nishiddha karma, prohibited action leads to papa, no choice. What is prohibited action? This is what I just now give an example, that don't go out in the sun when it is 50 degrees without umbrella. This is nishiddha karma. People say nishiddha karma is something, very complicated. Simple things are there in life which will harm my body, which will harm my mind, which will harm my intellect, which will harm my success, which will harm my relationships, which will harm the society, which will harm the family. So I must check what is going to harm me, my society, my family, my nation. These are nishiddha karma. Papa. Here we have no choice. We have to follow the nishiddha karma. Then suppose I do sometimes, then what is the next karma? Prayaschitta karma, atonement for nishiddha karma. Sri Ramji, suppose you go to Rishikesh, Sri Ramji's Lakshman's temples are there. Sri Ramji told Lakshman that this war happened, we came from Vaikuntha, Vishnu's avatar. The main purpose was to kill Ravan, but in this war, many innocent people are killed, so we will do Prayaschitta karma. So in Rishikesh, when we go Lakshman Jhula, Ram Jhula, there are these places where Sri Ramji also did atonement. No choice. And then Upasana karma. Repetitive karma to achieve some higher goal to get concentration of life. We have a choice. So now when we read this, we have to see very carefully, where do we have a choice? And where we do not. And when we will understand what this very, very important verse in Bhagavad Gita, the most popular verse, and as Swamiji says, the most misunderstood verse, Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Where is my adhikar? Where is my power? Where is my capacity? Where do I have a choice in life? So these are the types of actions so beautifully given in our Bhagavad Gita, that these are the actions you are doing in day-to-day life. Now you choose. If you select Nitya Naimittik Karma, then either you will get Punya. Suppose you are not interested in Punya, you will get Chitta Shuddhi. So based on this, there are three types of sannyasa, because this chapter is Moksha Sanyasa Yoga. Vidvat sannyas. What is Vidvat sannyas? As Gurudev was talking about, giving up of individuality, ego. Performer of the action, I am only given. That the individual self realizes that I am impersonal, universal spirit. As Nisargadatta Maharaj says, that there is no person who realizes the self, but there is a realization that there is no person. I'll repeat. There is no individual who realizes the self, but there is a realization that there is no individual. And what this person does, engaged, abides in Brahma Sthiti, Ramana Maharshi, engaged outside, but I'm abiding in that Brahma Sthiti, infinite bliss. That person's aham has realized that I am Brahman. So this is the starting point of Maitri Brahmana Upanishad, where those who were there in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a dialogue between wife and husband comes, where husband says, now I am going for Vidvat Sannyas. And then she asked Maitri that, what will you get? He says, I will get immortality. But she says, this is not fair that you are going for immortality and you are giving me only this half of property of yours. I want to know what is the secret. What should I do to get that immortality? And that dialogue happens. Maitri Brahmana Upanishad. So that is Vidvat Sannyas, when I am ready to give up the ego itself, the I notion. What Ramana Maharshi calls as I. Who am I? That I itself I give up. When that illusory I drops, then Spurati Rut Swayam, the real I emerges. That is Vidvat Sannyas. Now when we see these monks in different organizations, they have taken Vividisha Sannyas, giving up engagement with the world. They are not engaging in job, family, business. Because what is the distraction for me from Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasanam is engagement with job, family, business. So they say, I am not entering family, I am not doing any job, I am not doing any business. And they want to engage continuously morning to evening in Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasanam. That is a Vividisha Sannyas. And this is what is recommended by Lord to Arjun, that right now you are not ready for these two. You focus on Karma Sannyas. What is Karma Sannyas? Giving up desire prompted action, anxiety to results, anxiety and attachment for the results. Engage yourself in joyous duty and do yajna, dana, tapa and prepare yourself for Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. Then you can take Vividisha Sannyas and then you can take the Vidvat Sannyas. So this is the process given. So I must ask myself that, as I mentioned earlier, this thought comes to many people. No, I want to go to ashram. This family wouldn't have been there, no? Suppose I wouldn't be having these duties towards my children, my grandchildren, and my husband, and my wife, and my parents. I would have gone to ashram and stayed in the ashram and focused. But I must ask whether my anxiety has gone down, whether my anger has gone down, whether my irritation has gone down, whether my disturbance has gone down after 20, 30, 40 years. What is the tyaga I have done? I must be able to tell that, yes, I have given up this. I have given up my anger. Like one person went to Buddha and asked that you meditated and you left your samsara, you are a king, beautiful wife, three-year-old son, left. You became a monk. What did you get? He told, I didn't get anything. Actually, I lost whatever I had. I lost anger. I lost dislike. I lost craving. I lost aversion. I lost myself. So, very important chapter for spiritual seekers, that what to give up. So starting is, I must give up anxiety, worry, attachment, insistence, resistance to the result. As in Marathi, that drama says, Kai hoil, kasa hoil, all the time worried, what will happen to me? Suppose I die, what will happen? Bhagavan has created, what will happen? Nothing will happen. What happened except when I was born? Nothing happened. No, no, what will happen to this house? What will happen to family? What will happen? Bhagavan says nothing happens. One small bubble in the ocean bursts and becomes the ocean. Nothing happens to ocean. One small bubble is rotating around here and there. Nothing happens to the ocean. Ocean is not bothered whether one bubble realizes or one bubble is not realizing. From the ocean point of view, nothing happens to ocean. If somebody gets liberated, somebody is bonded. So, the process is like this. So, this chapter becomes important for all sadhaks is that what is a tyaga I am doing in day-to-day life. And in day-to-day life only I can do tyaga because I have achieved this, I have possessed this, I say this is mine. So first of all, Bhagavan says you start giving what is yours and then you drop yourself. That we will see later on. So we'll just see what are Arjun's questions. Arjun says, Arjuna uvacha sanyasasya mahabhavo. So in these three names of Krishna, Arjun is taking. Tattvam ichchami veditum. So you tell me clear essence, tattva. Tyagasya cha rushikesha pruthak keshina. So I want in detail what is the difference between tyaga and sannyasa. Tyagasya and sannyasasya. I want in detail. I wish to understand in more detail true nature of tattva sannyasa, sannyasa and tyaga. You have used these terms earlier many times. Second, what is the threefold with respect to karma yoga sannyasa as I have to do this? Because Bhagavan is telling now you do karma yoga sannyasa and fight the war. So I want to know little more detail of karma yoga sannyasa because right now I am not ready to give up my job, family, business and straight away become a monk. Because many people also wonder that why this person left the job and then left family and left business and became a monk in some organization. Maybe if he is not a hypocrite, if he has really got that vairagya and he is having that samatva of the mind that this will not disturb me, then the person is ready for Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana. So the answer we will see in detail next time. How Bhagavan discriminates between sannyasa and tyaga. And then the tamasic, rajasic and sattvic tyaga. Otherwise, if I give up something, then I say, no, I gave up something, I gave up something, I gave up something. Who is interested? What did you give up? Everything belonged to Lord only. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.